Hey everybody, Kevin Crouch here with South Metro Weather. I want to visit in our first segment of the Sponsor Spotlight. I like to speak to our sponsors and not only get the weather angle on things, find out how that relates, but to give you a little bit more information about them. It's a passion of mine to promote local businesses and to help you learn a little bit. And because these are people that I've gotten to know, let you know that these options are out there. You know, some of the companies that I have partnered with are companies that I didn't know beforehand, but I've heard so many great things about since. So, representing Ellis County Pest Services here is Shawna. I'm saying that right, correct?
Yes,
Shawna?
yes,
Okay.
Shawna.
I see Shawna, Shanna, like I see all of these, and
There's so many variations.
I'm bad with names to begin with, and then you throw in a variation in there, and I'm like, give me a chance here. So I wanted to speak with Shawna a little bit because we're getting into spring, which leads into summer.
Yes.
And we have two of Texas' best blessings that come into play, mosquitoes and wasps.
Yes.
If it flies and stings and or makes me itch, to me, there is zero benefit ecologically that can ever be justified. I mean,
Agreed.
I would be okay with completely eradicating these things from the earth, but
yes.
You can't quite do that, but you can help folks manage those pests.
Absolutely.
And there's a number of other things too. There's beetles and mayflies, all these different things that you find in your home that you probably don't want there. So if you'll just tell us a little bit about your company, what you provide, and then tell us, a little bit about spring, what people should be doing now to prepare for spring and summer as we go forward to deal with all these wonderful new friends we make.
Yeah, Texas definitely is not in shortage of any type of insect. They're not going anywhere. So I'm Shawna White, and I'm co-owner of Ellis County Pest Services in Waxahachie. We're family owned and operated. We've been in business since 2006, and we offer residential, commercial. We're doing general pests, termite. We do mosquito treatments. We kind of do a broad gamut. Flying insects are a little more difficult to control because if it's not landing in a product, it can land on your grill and fly away, and it never landed in product, so to speak. So we do have some. We're kind of introducing some new mosquito things. In addition to we do a power treat. We don't really do a fogging like some of the other companies do, but we've got these new mosquito buckets that they attract the mosquitoes in. The female comes in, lays her eggs, and she gets actually contaminated on her legs. So anywhere she goes through the rest of her cycle of life, which won't be long because she landed in product, those eggs will never hatch. Okay. So it's a huge, huge breakthrough on controlling this population. Normally, we don't start seeing mosquitoes until when it gets a little bit warmer even. We've been having mosquito and flea calls since February.
I won't show you and mortify all of you, but if you could see my legs, I've got, ever since I was a child, mosquitoes have loved me in the worst.
It's your blood type.
And, all up and down my legs already, I've been making whoever makes cortisone, I've been making them a lot of money. Because,
you need to get some stock.
That and the Epsom salt baths and all these things to try to get rid of that itch because it's just terrible. So, I've seen plenty of them around, and I've already killed plenty of wasps and the beetles and all the little critters are coming out. And so in addition to obviously giving you guys a call to use your expertise, what are some things people can do just on their own to kind of curb this and maybe get a head start before they actually call you guys in to do it?
There's a few things. For carpenter ants and ants, you don't want, if you can get any of your trees not touching your house. So they grow. When they're touching your house, that's a perfect trail system for ants to come right to your house. It's also a trail system for other things to come. So you want to trim away crepe myrtles and things like that from touching your house. That's a big help. Sealing your house, weather stripping, caulking around windows, all those little cracks and crevices. Because not only can insects get in, rodents can get in, which is becoming a huge issue in Ellis County. But we can go on that later. Just because there's so much construction all over the place, they're shoving those things out. Standing water. A mosquito can fly up to 2 miles. So you can't control what somebody's doing down the street, but you can control yours. So if you have standing water, try to eliminate it. Like I said, we do have mosquito buckets. You can call the office, and I can give you plenty of information about that. We also do treatments. We have some of our quarterly customers They do mosquito treatments starting in March, and they go till October, whatever the weather is. So that's another thing. Leaves on the ground. We've had a mild winter. We continue to have mild winters, which is a perfect breeding scenario that these insects never really go into hibernation. They just continue. And so that's why everybody that's calling us is just like, oh my gosh, I'm flooded with ants or beetles or whatever the case may be. So getting that mulch out of when you've mowed and you've got the trails of grass, the clumps of grass, the leaves, and don't put firewood. Oh my gosh, this is a huge, huge, huge thing. Do not put firewood. Do not stack it up against your house. Go at least 20 feet out from your house.
Interesting.
You are putting a magnet to the ground for termites to come to your house and carpenter ants. So termites, we have subterranean termites in Texas. They do take some time to do damage, but they can really destroy a house, and those are your expensive. You would much rather try to eliminate those than not. So those are just really simple, not expensive things that you can do that just kind of help. And then if you find yourself, you come home and you're like, my master bath has got tons of ants in it, or I'm seeing beetles everywhere, or black widow spiders are a huge thing. Just give us a call and we can try to help you as much as we can.
Very cool. So you mentioned, I'm so focused on bugs because, let's face it, I have cats. I don't have to deal with the varmints very much.
You got a mouser.
They do a really good job. I got 4 of them.
Oh,
so we are.
You are set.
And in fact, I've got a couple of neighbors who are like, "Let them come over here," and they do. So we're actually serving like multiple houses.
Oh, that's great.
So tell us more about what all you cover, what your services are.
Okay.
Tell us your service area, whether it's just Ellis County or surrounding areas. So tell us a little bit more about what you provide.
So in addition to your residential and commercial services, that's general pest, ants, spiders, earwigs, pill bugs, all that good stuff. We do the termites. We do rodent services. We do some small wildlife removal. And I say some because a lot of places it's springtime, so squirrels are breeding. And I'm getting multiple phone calls. I feel like there's an army of something in my attic. And, by process of elimination, we figure out, is it a rat? Is it a rodent? Is it a squirrel? Is it a possum? Is it a raccoon? So we do those services as well. We'll set the trap. We'll catch it. We do release them humanely. We do have a place that we work with that if they're small, so we've got baby squirrels, baby possums, we give them to a rehabilitator and get those. I don't release it back in your neighborhood, so it comes right back to you.
There you go.
But we do. So we're rodents, general pest, bed bugs. A little bit of everything. And there's a lot. Like I said, Ellis County is seeing a huge rodent increase. As you know, everywhere you go, there's road construction. There's new housing construction. There's new commercial development. And it is pushing them out by the droves. And people are calling, I've lived in this house 20 years and I've never had rodents. What is going on? Where do you live? Oh, well, they're putting a new housing addition over here on 813. Well, there you go. They're driving those out.
Yep.
So we do the rodent services as well. There's not a lot that we don't do. So we're very busy right now, as you can imagine. It is termite season. The warm, humid weather makes the swarms, go. And again, speaking of that mild winter, they really never went into hibernation. For the freezing temperatures for a couple of days, that doesn't do anything. And then everything starts earlier. And so, like I said, some of the things that we shouldn't see until like May and June, we're seeing in February and March. So it keeps us on our toes.
Absolutely. So do you cover just Ellis County, or do you cover surrounding areas?
So we do mainly Ellis County. We do some of the surrounding areas. We don't really go to Dallas. We don't do Fort Worth and places like that. Ellis County is pretty big. So, we're going from Midlothian to Maypearl to Avalon, Ennis, some of Venus, all around. We have just found we've kind of brought our circle in, because I can't give the customer service and the response time if we're driving to Dallas. We're family owned and operated, so we don't have 30 techs in the field. So we've kind of just niched in on Ellis County and the immediate surrounding areas, and it works well. And our customers, we get to know them, and they've become lifelong customers and friends. And we've had customers since the day we've opened, so it's been great.
Perfect. And if you haven't seen their information yet, Uh, and I kind of thought about this today, that I feel like I put your ad where the bad news is, because it's where the allergens are, right? And everybody's going, God.
That is not what I wanted to read today, Kevin.
However, I know you guys are seeing it, because that is actually one of the graphics that has a lot of traffic on the page. So if you haven't seen that yet and you don't have the contact information, if you'll give folks that information and let them know how to get in touch with you,
Absolutely.
what to expect as a new customer, that kind of thing.
No, absolutely. So you can always call us at 972-795-4371. We also have a Facebook page. You can reach out to us on Facebook. We also, you can reach out to us on email, elliscountypest@yahoo.com. So we have several areas. I will ask you, if you call right now, to be a little patient, because the phones are ringing quicker than I can get them answered. Yeah, so you can reach out to us that way. And I'm sorry, what was the other question?
If someone's a new customer, never
Yes.
worked with you before, what to expect, what to be ready for, that kind of thing.
Okay, so we have, when customers are inquiring about our services, I kind of tell them what we do, as far as the interior of the home, the exterior of the home, what we provide. And if they go on a quarterly service, they do get more perks, so to speak. They get other things covered, such as rodents and carpenter ants and German roaches, whereas a one-time customer, that's not covered. It's an additional charge. You're going to get one or two of the same techs every single time. You call the office, you're always going to get me. Like I said, we're family owned and operated. We just want to treat people the way we want to be treated. And I'm from Waxahachie, so I still very much believe in that small hometown feel, even though it's grown so much. But it does me proud that I'm able to have a business in Ellis County and help you.
Awesome. There you have it, Ellis County Pest Services. Shawna, thank you so much for talking
Absolutely,
to us.
Kevin. Thank you so much for having me.
Like I say, I wanted to start with you because I know this specific time of year, and I know what you're talking about, because I was seeing wasps in February going, no, absolutely not okay with me, right? I mean,
Yes,
it's just
yes.
bonkers. So if you're having those issues, if you want to reach out to them, if you want to send me a message, I can get you to them. But, like she said, be patient on the phones. They're getting a lot of business, which is good.
It is absolutely
but hey,
a good problem to have.
They're busy. There's a lot of work to be done, but at the same time, you do want to call right now, because it only gets worse from here.
Yes.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time.